Kids today are a little bit in the Wild West when it comes to social media and all sorts of internet technology because they're experiencing it for the first time. The kids coming into kindergarten today have already had a few years with an iPad. So the idea of doing a digital citizenship class is to set some tools and some thoughts and some ideas for our kids to figure out how to be polite and mindful of our society inside the internet.
Well, cyberbullying has been becoming a huge issue around worldwide, and we're trying to inform people and all this, what to do, how to react to it, what not to do.
People don't realize how much cyberbullying can hurt other people, so they should be aware that what they post, other people can see.
The idea for the digital citizenship course came about based on a conference I attended with Eric Scheninger called Digital Leadership. He has a book called Digital Leadership. These kids have had technology since the day that they were born, but just because they are digital natives does not mean that they necessarily know how to act online appropriately.
This class for us was a preventive measure to give our kids kind of a head start, because it's not just about teaching them how to behave, it's also about getting them to think about what could happen.
It's been really paramount in keeping our cyberbullying issues and things at bay. We've had actually a huge decrease in the accounts of cyberbullying that have happened recently, especially this year since we've instituted this program.
Still rely heavily on the field, but match that against your vision, match that against the priorities, match that against those higher expectations, and don't vary from those principles or those visions. That's going to frustrate people, but at the end of the day, this environment is not about adults. This is about doing what's best for kids, and we have a whole bunch of kids across the state that are absolutely relying on education as their ticket out. Like so many other districts, we struggled. We're continuing to see great scores on the assessments. We're continuing to put professional development in place that's really helping the teachers, not just in telling them how to do certain things, but giving them the opportunity and the space to play with this and fostering a culture where it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to fail so long as we're agreeing that we're going to fail forward. For people to understand the level of change that we have to undergo in K-12. Again, we want to make sure that we capture and maintain those great practices from the past, those great things that we've always done for kids, while at the same time understanding that we have to raise the standards across the board. If our students are going to be prepared for whatever their pathway is, whatever their next step is, and by the way, to be our next round of great citizens, we need to do a better job, K-12 in general, not just in Skinny House, but across the board, and get out of this notion of that any change, any struggle must be inherently bad for our kids and perhaps developmentally inappropriate. That's the wrong narrative that we want to have moving forward.
Albany's Thomas O'Brien Academy of Science and Technology, also known as TOAST, and the New York State Museum regularly collaborate on education projects to enhance traditional classroom learning. Second graders from TOAST recently visited the museum to learn about mammals. First, students looked at skulls and tried to figure out which animals they came from.
This is a very unique opportunity. Students from TOAST are able to come to the New York State Museum and really benefit from the exhibits, the experience, the research that we have here at the museum. So it's an opportunity for them to handle artifacts, to see some of the research firsthand, and have some of those experiences that are really exciting and engaging, but also outside of the classroom, which is always fun.
It's a great opportunity for the kids to have hands-on experience and to make a connection between what they're learning in the classroom and in real life. I am extremely surprised by what they learn and what they can bring back with them. The hands-on experience, the personal experience, and from the textbook into actual hands-on activities. It's great.
Then they expanded on lessons from the first day to create detailed drawings of whales. The second graders were eager to share their experiences in the mammal program.
What's fun about it is that we're learning about mammals, and that's a good way to learn about animals.
Toast, a magnet school in the Albany City School District, is a nationally recognized Blue Ribbon School of Excellence with honors in technology.
It's really fun to be here for a while because learning about mammals is the funnest thing that I've ever done here in a while.
It's an unfortunate reality that declining enrollment can affect the viability of a school district, making it a budgetary challenge to provide a well-rounded and meaningful education. At the Chautauqua Lake School District, this situation has led to a tuition agreement with the nearby Ripley School District.
We had nearly 1,200 students. Before we accepted the Ripley students, we were down below 800 again. And we keep saying, how can we take advantage of this beautiful building? We are constantly trying to think of things to bring students to this facility and to continue to provide a program that will position our students well for jobs and careers and college.
Through the tuition agreement, students from Ripley transition to Chautauqua Lake in 7th grade and remain there through graduation. Benefits of the agreement have a significant impact in both districts.
It evolved into the best option available, and it has exceeded our expectations after we got the kids here.
Students from both backgrounds recognize the opportunities realized through this tuition agreement.
The transition itself last year, it was rocky, and there was still resentment, that I myself and many others felt. But this year I've come to just know I really, really enjoy it here. I always have those feelings of missing Ripley, but this has just been such an enriching experience for me personally. I hope it has been for other people.
It's really been great. It's enriched our community a lot. It was really nice to, coming from a small school, to have more kids in our classes, to have our hallways more filled. It's allowed classes that would have been cut due to budget cuts been able to stay, such as AP courses and dual enrollment, which has been really great. Also, as a soccer player and as a track runner, it's really been great. Our team has been able to swell.
The Ripley students making the transition in 7th grade are bussed over together and treated to a presentation, tour, lunch, and some enriching activities with students from Chautauqua Lake. I'm Casey Nicholson for NYSSBA News.
Have a great summer from Toast!